Everyone, welcome to its Healthy Mention channel. So today we are going to see Psychosis by J.H. Allen, Philosophy part. So let's begin. Psychosis, like Sora and syphilis, has three stages, that is primary, secondary, and tertiary stage. Each stage has its own disease expression and phenomena. Psychosis is described as a primary cause of daily suffering, chronic ailments, and recurrent disease. Conditions like rheumatism, eczema, ulcers, papular eruptions, stasis, convulsions, etc. Psychosis is not the same as gonorrhea, not synonymous with urethritis. Gonorrhea shows only initial similarities. Their constitutional evolution is different. Psychosis is a true chronic miasm, one of the three miasms of Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. All disease originates from the interaction of sora, syphilis, and psychosis acting on life force. Sora is equal to the root, syphilis is the destroyer, and psychosis is the persistent infiltrator. Gonorrhea simplex, the early stage marked by severe pain, spasmodic symptoms, strong bladder, vesicle, irritation, chordae, intense specific urethritis. Symptoms are acute, violent, and severe. Psychosis initiatory stage lacks many of the severe symptoms seen in gonorrhea simplex. Typical features of psychosis, that is pain, usually minimal or absent, local sensations, mild soreness, some tenderness along the anterior surface of the first third of the organ. Discharges are scanty, becomes mucopurulent early. Color of discharge, dirty pus yellow green, mixed brown yellow green shades. Odor, often offensive, may smell stale fish, musty, and fish brine. Odor persists through different stages of disease. Incubation period is equal to 5 to 10 days. Early mental symptoms may include anxiety, restlessness, constant urge to examine the organ, persistent mental preoccupation with the disease. Suppression of disease leads to internalization of disease. Disease progression after suppression, that is, it may go into secondary stage, which may development of internal organ stasis, pelvic inflammation in women, chronic internal pathology. The tertiary stage, which is the true psychosis, develops in 1 to 3 years if not constitutionally cured, becomes chronic and lifelong. Possible outcomes of advanced psychosis are malignant condition, systemic diseases, mental disorders, and degenerative processes. In malignant condition, it may be serous, cystic degeneration, fibrous growths. In systemic diseases, it may be chronic rheumatism, gouty conditions, gout of joints, heart, stomach, and internal organs. Mental disorders like mania, insanity, mental aberrations. Degenerative processes like moral insanity, criminal tendencies. So, psychosis is primarily a ventral miasm, usually acquired through sexual contact. It is described as disease of lust, meaning it begins at the mental moral level before becoming physical. That is, psychic produces somatic disease process. Disease starts as a functional disturbance and later becomes organic pathology. Children inherit psychotic tendencies showing ophthalmia neonatum, severe infantile colic, early functional disturbances. Psychotic colic, pain in paroxysmal, spasmodic in nature, relief from pressure on abdomen, lying on stomach, being carried and rocked. Food aggravation, the pain, even mother's milk, but initially feeding gives temporary relief. Characteristic psychotic stool like diarrhea is greenish, sour, slimy, mucus. Example, chamomilla, rheum, macabre, sour body odor of child. Children of psychotic parents always show disease early. Best period for cure is in infancy and childhood. They respond well and quickly to homeopathic treatment if treated early. Psychosis is a deep-seated constitutional disease. Method of prescribing is study materia medica deeply, then understand the true remedy picture. Find the correct remedy, give it, wait for its action. Only go higher in potency when lower potency stop acting. Continue until highest potency is exhausted. Deep chronic disease like psychosis respond best to very high potency even in centesimal. Acute disease remedies may work from tincture to higher potencies. Severe acute pains, example neuralgia, rheumatism, pleurisy, can be relieved in minutes even with very high potencies. Single drop concept. Discharge may reduce to one small drop, creamy, greenish yellow. Patient thinks it is insignificant. In reality, that single drop contains powerful specific virus. In psychosis, the smallest symptom may carry the deepest disease force, and what looks trivial externally may be profoundly destructive internally. Male can infect female even years after discharge disappears. Offspring show psychotic symptoms at birth, carry disease throughout life unless mother receives antipsychotic constitutional treatment before pregnancy or during gestation. What we see externally, that is discharge, tumor, cataract, leukorrhea, is not the disease. It is the eliminative outlet, the waste gate. The real disease is internal, dynamic, invisible. Vital force is what is actually disturbed. Disease is dynamic first and material later. Example, case of Mrs. F, age 24, German by birth. Wife previously healthy. After abortion, curettage was performed, later become bedridden. Findings, hypertrophied uterus, extreme pelvic sensitivity, ovarian pains, fainting during menses, cardiac symptoms which were functional, musty leukorrhea, pruritus vulva, diagnosed as psychosis. Husband has gastric pain after eating, fear of death, hidden history of gonorrhea, suppressed by injection and drugs. Treated with medorinum centesimal, discharge written, constitutional cure followed. Psychosis plus tubercular taint, which may lead to malignant disease, rapid decline, early death. Example, appendicitis followed by lung infiltration causes phthisis and which may lead to death. Therefore, sudden illness after marriage plus pelvic symptoms, always think psychosis, which is not a coincidence. So here we have completed the Psychosis by J.H. Allen. If you read the textbook of J.H. Allen, you may understood and correlate with these notes for better understanding. Oh, so you have understood this topic. I have tried to make it more and more simplified for exam purpose. Thank you for watching.